Welcome to another episode of All Things Mac. I'm your host, Jim Fair. One of the common problems users run into is they will do a macOS upgrade at whim without checking the integrity of their drives or checking if there's enough available disk space. And it seems that Apple's installer will often let you start an upgrade that has no hope of finishing because of insufficient disk space. And then you end up with a machine that won't boot properly because it's died in the middle of the upgrade. So how do we solve this problem? So we're going to solve this problem with only the computer and the internet. So here we have a MacBook Pro. Now there is actually nothing wrong with this machine at the moment, but I'm just going to give you a demo of how you would solve this problem. So, the problem is the disk is almost full and we've got to delete some files, but we can't do that because we don't have an OS because we're in the middle of the installation. So to start up, we go hit the button. We're going to go Option Command R to get the latest and greatest operating system, what we call Internet Recovery Mode. And I've already done this once this morning, so it didn't ask me for my Wi-Fi and my credentials, but you'll see a prompt to choose a network, and you'll choose your Wi-Fi network, and then you'll put in your Wi-Fi credentials, and this will plug in and start rolling. So what it's doing now, it's booting over the internet, over Apple's network servers on the internet. And because, everyone pretty much has high-speed internet now, this is a great way to do a recovery. Here, just outside Toronto, I'm using Bell for internet. I've got I think it's 100 or 125. Here we are. So this is our Internet Recovery user interface, and you can do things like launch disk utility, reinstall the OS, but we're in the middle of this already, ostensibly. So what we need to do is to go up here to the Utilities menu and select Terminal. Okay. Once Terminal is open, I'm going to go Command-Shift+sign to make this bigger so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm just going to reach around the camera here and try and type CD space / VOL with a capital. So I'm typing this, and I'm going to hit the Tab key to autocomplete. So I'm changing directory to something called volumes, and then I'm going to go LS for list. And we're going to see we have two volumes, OS 10 base system and SSD. So SSD is what I've called my internal drive. So I'm going to go CD space SSD. Now, if this had a space in it, like Macintosh space HD, I would have to escape the space. So, for example, I would go Macintosh / space HD, if that were Macintosh HD. Or even easier, I could hit the tab to autocomplete if this were Macintosh HD. But in my case, I'm going to go CD SSD. I'm going to go LS again. You can see, oh look, here's all the volumes, all the folders and documents at the top of my drive. I want to get into the users folder. Remember, it's with a capital U. And we're going to LS again. You can see we have localized, shared, and admin. Admin is my account. I'm going to go CD space admin. I'm going to go type just the first two characters and hit tab to autocomplete. Return. LS again. There's my home directory. So let's say I wanted to go into my desktop CD, and then with a capital D E S and hit tab to autocomplete. LS again, and here's the files on my desktop. You can see there's a DaVinci Resolve zip file, which I can delete. So how do you delete a file? And this is, again, the most dangerous command of all of Unix. It's rm, which means remove, space, and then you can go dash capital R small f for recursively. So if you're deleting a whole folder, this will delete the whole folder, right? And the F means force the removal even if the file is marked open or locked. And I'm going to go DA capital V and autocomplete that. And now when I go LS, you can see I successfully deleted that file. I go DF dash H, which if I can type, dash H. And this sort of gives me a lovely list of, that was kind of, maybe I'll just type DF, it's easier, no? Yeah. Anyway, it's telling me how much disk space I have and so on. If you look, I have to scroll back a bit. So you can see, you know, my disk I only have 65% used, so I've got plenty of space. Anyway, once you think you have enough space, you just type in the single word command reboot and see if your system will reboot normally. And that's how you recover from a almost disk full during a macOS upgrade. And hopefully your Mac will complete the macOS 10 upgrade to whatever version you're upgrading to when you've taken these steps. If it fails to complete, you may end up having to run the installer again. And hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Fade out.